Well, this is how we capped off the evening last night after a long drive from Dubrovnik, Croatia, through part of the country of Montenegro, stopping in the medieval city of Kotor, and then here to Tirana, the capital city of Albania. Oh yeah, and also in Montenegro, experiencing the world's most disgusting bathroom. But if you missed it, you can see all of that in the previous video. I'll leave a link to it. But that was all yesterday. Today's agenda is to take a walking tour of the city center in Tirana, and then to take a drive out in the country, out in the hills, to the ancient and medieval town of Kruje. First thing this morning, we were joined on the tour bus by a local expert guide for a driving and walking tour of the city center. The cityscape and architecture of Tirana is a real mix, reflecting its difficult and authoritarian past. But at the same time in places showing modernization with newer buildings and active construction. And sometimes a conflation with new and old, when the communist era gray drab buildings are painted with bright pastel colors. The weather was cool and drizzly as we started our walking tour, but not too bad.
Wait a minute. Okay, please. We will pass by this side.
Tirana's main square is named Scanderbeg Square, after Albania's great national hero. We'll hear more about Skanderbeg when we travel to Kruje later today. We learned from our guide that the face of this square changed a lot during the communist regime. For example, the old Ottoman Bazaar and the Orthodox Cathedral were both destroyed, and the Soviet-style Palace of Culture and Hotel Tirana were built in their place. The former City Hall was leveled to make room for that building, the National History Museum, which opened in 1981. The mural mosaic above the entrance of the museum is a classic example of socialist realism art. And where used to be, during communist times, a statue of Lenin, is now a newer monument honoring the heroic Skanderbeg. We left the square to check out a few other sites on our way to a very unusual museum. Some new construction going up. Maybe a good sign for the economy? Our next stop on the walking tour was one of the most unusual museums I've ever seen, and definitely one of the most interesting. This is the BunkArt 2 Museum, located right in the city center of Tirana. It's set in the underground bunkers originally built by Albania's paranoid communist dictator as a defense against invasion. It's an off-the-wall but thoroughly engaging combination of a museum displaying Cold War secret police artifacts and quirky art. BunkArt is not for the claustrophobic, but you can walk down narrow underground hallways that connect small rooms that now house displays of the methods and tools used by the Sigurimi, the Albanian secret police, to spy on, intimidate, and persecute potential dissidents to the communist regime. It's not all a downer, though, as these displays are creatively offbeat and left me in a state of fascination during the whole experience. And then out the other side. Not far from the exit of the bunker is this nice pedestrian street which leads into the city center. Earlier on the bus, I told you that I thought the cityscape of Tirana appeared to be a mixed bag, meaning it has some vestiges of some pretty rough times in its history. But as we walk down this pedestrian street, this area seems quite nice. Nice outdoor cafes and restaurants, landscaping well maintained, very pleasant really. And we have some free time to walk around here until we need to board the bus and head for the mountain town of Kruje. And from what I'm told, that should be a very interesting visit. This pedestrian area appears to be a favorite with the locals, and for good reason. People are out enjoying the sunshine now. In addition to the restaurants, there's a few tourist-oriented shops. In addition to the expected t-shirts and refrigerator magnets, this shop in particular is displaying some items that appear, to me at least, to be locally handcrafted. For example, these wooden utensils. And, I am no souvenir hound, but I think I need to pick up something here. Extra virgin olive oil.
We are producers of olive oil and olive wood stuffs. Everything here is totally handcrafted. Also, we have our factory here in Tirana. It's a small place called Marikai. It's like 18 kilometers from here. There we produce and the olive oil also and the wooden stuffs.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And how do I take care of that spoon?
Just by olive oil, time after time, for example, twice a month, and don't put it in dishwasher.
Okay.
Just wash by hand.
Okay. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. I later learned that this area is formed around the remnants of Tirana Castle. The formal name is the Fortress of Justinian, dating back to the Byzantine era, before the year 1300. About all that is left of the fortress above ground is this 6-meter high wall. And now it's a place for both locals and visitors to socialize and gather. I found our morning tour in downtown Tirana, Scanderbeg Square, the BunkArt Museum, and the Tirana Castle area to be pretty interesting. But it was time to leave the big city and head out into the sticks, namely the little town of Kruje, located about an hour north of the capital city. The region here around Kruje was inhabited in ancient times by Illyrian tribes during the same time period that the ancient Greeks were doing their thing down south. And Kruje has had a pretty lively history ever since. It was repeatedly attacked by the Ottomans in the Middle Ages, but a man named Skanderbeg, whose monument and statue we saw earlier in Tirana, gave them a run for their money, repelled their attacks, and became an Albanian national hero. So we are in the small town of Kruja, or Kruja, K-R-U-J-A, and this is the Bazaar that's part of this town. We have handmade objects, carpets, rugs, various things that are made in the local area. Wood carvings, various textiles, various handcrafted items. You get a view of the surrounding area here. So this area is about an hour and a half drive out of Tirana. And yeah, you might find a fair amount of items made in China, who knows. Rugs. These rugs. Some local costumes. It's clothing modeled after the Albanian flag. So the main industries here are tourism and handicraft production here in the mountains of Albania. After an entertaining walk through the bazaar, it was time to walk up to Kruja Castle. It's one of the most visited places in Albania. Within the fortress is the Scanderbeg Museum that chronicles Skanderbeg's life and military feats. and showcases one of the proudest periods in Albanian history. One more pass through the bazaar. Not a souvenir hound, but I need to buy something. Rugs, anyone? Rugs? They're pretty nice. Okay, I just bought this rug from this place here. How much do you think it cost? So as it starts to rain here in Kruja, Albania, I did something that I never do.
You bought something?
I bought something. I actually bought something. And
Did you watch her make it?
No, I bought this rug. Now, the gentleman said that it was made in Albania locally. It might have been made in China. I don't know.
Well, they teach you, like if you rotate the rug, you can see it. If you've ever gone to a Turkish rug show.
I've never been to Turkey before. I like the rug. I like the color.
How much was the rug?
It was €7.
Seven?
€7.
Doesn't matter. Where'd you get it?
Yeah, it's just on the way.
€7?
And I thought for €7, I bought it.
I don't care if it's Chinese.
I bought it in Albania. I like it. I'm gonna buy it. So there you have it. My one and only souvenir for this trip, folks. That's it. Honestly, I spend way more than €7 getting a #1 at In-N-Out. and it's gone in about 30 seconds. So there you go. As the rain continues to fall and gets even heavier, that's okay. Our visit is ending here in Kruja. And soon it's time to return to Tirana.